Hello, Tabatha.
Hello, Sharilyn.
What are we doing today?
Today we are discussing our top 25 in 2025.
Lovely. Cheers, bestie. I am almost finished with my black cherry seltzer water.
Nice.
Yep. Words are hard. I need to wake up. I'll be fine.
Grab a
Wake
brush,
me up
put a little
inside.
makeup.
What? Was that a reference?
Mm-hmm.
That
System of a Down.
Oh, yeah, I would not get that.
Oh yeah, water. Tears
Water.
of Sharilyn
Water.
and her sadness from us filming 4 videos in a night because we haven't filmed in 3 weeks.
And we have plans for next week.
Yes, we
that
sure
are not
do.
filming. So, rip.
So we have determined our top 25 of 2025. This is in no particular order. Don't ask that of us.
Zero order.
We cannot do that. That is not something that we are capable of right now. We do
Or
have we do have 5 shared books though.
That we do.
So these are books that we both loved.
Yes. We'll just start with what's on top here. And this book is Jade War.
Really quick.
We're not starting yet.
Just super quick. No, we've started. You've said that. We're just being awkward about it. We don't have it in any particular order, mind you. She does have it grouped by author.
Only a couple.
Only a couple?
Yeah.
I have only one per author.
Yeah, I did overlap. I do have a few that have multiple books from authors. Words, why is this happening to me right now? That was not the moment.
Now is your time to shine bright.
Now is my time to shine. I love that I just sang the version of those words are in a song that's from Princess Diaries.
Oh.
And what you just sang is, I'm guessing, from a song.
No.
No?
I just said it.
I was gonna be like, oh, that's really funny. Our like divergence of music
I just make shit up sometimes.
references. You do.
Just...
That you do.
And
All
apparently
right.
it's quality because it's in Princess Diaries.
I sang those words earlier today.
Okay, well then maybe it just dug a hole into my brain and lived there and now it is coming out.
That's more like it.
Okay.
Bro. Anyway, it's that time of the night. We're just manic. Okay, yes. So, Tabatha did happen to grab 25 authors. I did not. I grabbed 25 books. Deal with it. First up, as you know, is Jade War by Fonda Lee. Book 2 of the Greenbone Saga. Tabatha, why is this in your top 25 of 2025?
Because it is violent as can be. And oh my gosh, just the journey. That's not actually. It's just, it is my... I struggled with book 1 so much because it wasn't what I expected. I expected the magic to be like so crazy and like magical, but it's a resource. That's fine. It wasn't what I was expecting. Mm-hmm. But then this one just took every part of book 1 and escalated it. And we've got great character dynamics. We've got violence. We've got, apparently it is the violence.
Family.
Apparently it is the violence. And for her, it's the family.
Family.
Yes.
Yes.
Great
Yeah,
family
honestly,
dynamics.
the family dynamics throughout this whole series made me cry. Mm-hmm. So many beautiful, lovely, heart-wrenching moments.
I love Shay. I love Hilo. I remember characters' names in this.
Actually,
That's a big deal. I don't remember that one kid's name because I didn't care about him like that one.
I liked Andin.
I didn't.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I especially like this one because of the expansion of the world in this one.
Yeah.
We go on a little trip in our favorite rocket ship, zooming through the sky. Just kidding, it's not sci-fi. It's not that kind of trip. No rocket ship. Sorry, friends.
Probably a boat or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know if there were planes. If I would say boat. Anyway,
Does not
here
matter.
we go.
Next, we have Project Hail Mary.
Oh,
Excellent. And we're so excited about the movie. The trailer
forgot.
should not... I'm so excited about the movie.
I am now excited again about the movie.
The trailer did reveal too much,
The
in my
trailer
opinion.
shouldn't have happened the way it did. That's rude.
Yeah, but okay, we're just... Listen, we're just gonna get stuck on the word relationship tonight. Okay?
That's
the
all.
relationship in here.
It's everything. I'm onto something.
It's so good.
Yes.
It's so good. And the communication, the we're solving like the science feels science without feeling like it's talking down to you. Yeah. That's amazing.
It just felt very like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like, oh yeah, I'm on board. I'm there. I'm tracking.
Yep. It's got a humor that I like. It's got so many good things. Space, you know, it's got space if you can't tell. Space is great.
Also, the audiobook is
excellent. Excellent narrator.
Yes. Excellent.
And there's parts where, without spoilers, there's parts with like music involved, and then they've got musical notes in the audiobook. So
yes,
that's pretty fun.
Yep.
So that is number 2.
In no particular order.
In no particular order.
Just number 2 that we brought up now. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Next up is The Silver Blood Promise by James Logan.
It's so good.
Guys, I love this book so much. We love this book so much. This one, I have said this so many times recently, and y'all are just going to deal with it. We're going to get over it. We'll move on eventually. But this one started me on my fantasy journey this year. And it was the perfect start for me. I loved every aspect, every element of this book. Yes, the characters and relationships. Yes, the hijinks and shenanigans, the clever, witty banter and dialogue, the artifacts, the snark. So many layers to the world and the overarching plot of this series. I'm so excited for. Book 2 is also phenomenal, outstanding, 10 of 10.
I haven't read it yet, but I trust.
But book 1.
Book 1. Excellent. Love it.
Excellent.
Love it. There are such good moments too that I just like, that are just seared into my brain. And so like, without spoilers, someone in an office. That is seared into my brain from this one.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, lots of good moments. So next, we have something that has sent us deep. We have binge. We are currently in the midst of binging this series. So I have book 5 as my this is book 1. Book 5 I think is my favorite right now. They are one dungeon crawler Carl smoothie in my brain, but
because we have read them back to back to back, they are difficult to separate at the moment.
Yeah. But I do think book 5 is probably my favorite. But it's close. It's so close. They're all stunning. It is set in a world where a dude goes to take his cat. Well, his cat jumps out the window and he's like, "Where'd you go, cat? Why'd you leave?" And then he goes out and then everything collapses. The world collapses. If you're inside a building, if you're inside anything, it collapses. And everyone, like, all of that
gone.
Ish.
Smushed.
Ish.
Smushed.
Ish. Well, smushed, yes.
Smushed.
And it's just it's so interesting because then these doors start opening and the people can go into these portals that take them into a dungeon, and your dungeon is like 18 layers deep. It is 18 layers deep. It's not like 18 layers deep. It is 18 layers.
18-layer dip.
Yeah. And then
dig your tortilla chip in there and take a chomp.
It's a big chip. And then it's a reality TV show. So we've got so many discussions on reality TV on like stereotypes while having the most hilarious characters. Donut is life. Mongo is life. Carl is life. This is just, it's joy. It's despair. It's so many things. And all of them wonderful. And the audiobook!
The audiobook is phenomenal.
The people are correct.
Everything.
The people are correct.
Yes.
They said, listen to the audiobook. And they are correct.
We know. And then we listened to it. And they were right.
They were right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the next one?
The next one is The Staircase in the Woods by Chuck Wendig. And this book in particular, the cat is going crazy, as she does. This book sent me on a spiral. I say that every time because it's true, but it was so atmospheric and immersive that I just got sucked into the story and what was happening to the characters, and I felt a little bit of it myself, and I was like, I get it. But yeah, what these characters go through and the place they experience everything in is so
wild.
It's very mind-bendy. Oof. Yeah, it's
excellent.
excellent.
And it's I was paying attention to the cat, sorry, but I don't know if you mentioned the prose, but it's nice and simple. It's digestible.
Yes, it's very straightforward.
It's breezy. It's
Easy breezy, beautiful.
It's not overbearing. It's a delight.
Yes.
Revy agrees. Okay, so now that is all that we have shared. Now we are enemies, and the rest are, I don't know.
Why does she do this to me? All right, pick a book.
All right.
Yeah. Let's see. You're first
Okay.
because I just did a book.
Okay.
So it's your turn.
Okay, cool. Mine is Adulthood Rights. This is the second book in the Xenogenesis / Lilith's Brood trilogy, and this is trippy and mind-bendy. It's wackadoodle.
Wackadoodle-doo.
It is crazy. This was such an interesting one because it was one that I read because my grandma took pictures of books in a bookstore and was like, we should all read one of these. This was the only month we did it. Maybe this is why. I don't know. But we all read the first book, and it is not a book that you necessarily, depending on your family dynamics, you might not necessarily read it with your grandmother. I don't know. You do you. But this is aliens who have the world was ending, and they take over from here, and they're like, we will help you guys, but you're now all sterile unless you have our help procreating. And so yeah. There's a lot. It's weird. It's very bizarre. It's super weird. There are tentacles involved.
Of course, there are always tentacles.
But yet somehow it's also exquisite. And we go into what is humanity. We go into, because the humans start changing. They've the aliens have changed us. They've made us into different people. So we're what is the line that you cross that makes humanity? And then each one goes into each of the books go into different perspectives. So the first one's following Lilith. This one is following one of Lilith's children. And so it's really, it's crazy. So the first one is all on the spaceship, and then this one is elsewhere. I won't say where, but this is elsewhere. And it's really interesting the things that Octavia E. Butler can do, because I don't know who comes up with this, but it is excellent.
Oof. I know that feeling. Who comes up with this stuff? A world and people made of mushrooms. What's that about?
Yeah.
This is Mushroom Blues by Adrian Gibson, and this was such a good read. It's a fungal punk novel, book one in this series, and we're following a human on the police force in this city and her partner, who is a fungal person, which is such a bizarre, who comes up with this stuff? But it's a very, very interesting look at imperialism and what it's like on both sides for a people group to invade, basically take over, and how does that feel for the people who are now stationed in the place that they don't want to be, and the people who live there and are like, hey, this is our place, get out. And when those people are mistreated because they're seen as less than, and someone has to deal with it who doesn't want to deal with it, there's so many good discussions. There's so many good, take a walk in their shoes, see things from another perspective. At the end of the day, we're all people, and you don't know what everyone's going through. Be better. So this was a phenomenal book and really weird experience to go through. Mushroom World was not on my bingo card for 2025, but here we are. And especially fungal people. That was an interesting. Some of the descriptions, and here I am again saying descriptions and the way things are described. There's a lot that just it feels, this is not for if you don't like mushrooms. If you have any of that where you just go to mushrooms, don't read this book. It's not for you. The conversations are great. The mushroom is everywhere. So I know that
The mushroom isn't everywhere.
There's no escaping it.
There's no escaping
It's
the
literally
mushroom.
in the name, so you probably already know that this is not for you. But otherwise, if you don't have a problem with mushrooms, this is a really, really good way of getting into a perspective and just feeling it from all sides. and yeah, just having those conversations. So
Sweet.
crazy work.
Speaking of crazy, next I have American Psycho, and dude, be crazy.
Crazy.
This is following Patrick Bateman, who, if you've watched the movie, very similar vibes. Patrick Bateman is crazy, but it's also like such a good conversation on so many different elements. We've got capitalism, we've got the like competitiveness that's on Wall Street. This is definitely a huge conversation around that. The author was working in Wall Street and wrote this around what he was afraid of becoming, and his father as well. So like there are elements there that are really, really fascinating. Definitely recommend checking out some of his interviews because dude knows how to speak.
Must be nice. Couldn't be me.
But this has also along the lines of like warnings. This is very, 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 very violent. Okay, very, very violent.
She cannot stress it enough.
I just want you to go in
Lots of violence.
knowing that it is violent. It is purposeful. It's not just violence for violence sake. There are discussions to be had. It's not necessarily always straightforward. You see it, they say in the dialogue, this is what this is about. You do have to dig deep and see what it's about, but there are lots of layers. There are lots of discussions. So it's not just graphic violence for no reason. Just to clear that up, because that's a comment I see about this. There we go. Hi, Kat. But yeah, this was so excellent. I was so worried that it would kill the movie for me too, but it didn't. They're both so excellent. And the author's dialogue goes like pretty much word for word in the movie. So like if you like the dialogue in the movie, you're going to really like it here. And there's just extra fun scenes. So like peach bellinis are talked about a lot in here in like a really hilarious way that you'll know if you find it out. Also, this is satire. That's important to know. This is satire. This is not to be read as straightforward one for one. This is satire. That's the word I was looking for when I was talking about layers. Satire.
Gotcha. All right, next up I have Cat. I have, speaking of cats, The Lions of Alrasan. Good one, Revy. I see what you did there. She's so cute. There's a table back here now, so she's real happy about that. Lions of Alrasan by Guy Gabriel Kay. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful work of art. This one also, again, has those conversations and perspectives from all sides. This is a historical fantasy inspired by medieval Spain, where in real history, where a lot of religious and political powers were coming to a head. Same thing going on here. And it's so insightful to see people from different sides getting thrown together into situations and having to kind of set aside what are the things that we would otherwise want each other dead for, so that we can all make it out alive. Like, where do we land? Where do we actually see each other as human beings at the end of the day? And so many beautiful relationships. So many, like, that's basically my number one thing I'm learning tonight, right now, in front of you. But also very beautifully written, very beautiful setting and world building. And this one it was so fascinating to me that when I finished this book, I wanted to reread it instantly because I didn't want to leave it. The ending is, like, I bawled like a baby. This made me cry. But yeah, beautiful, phenomenal, excellent. There is a good chance I, at some point in my life, reread this because it's just so good.
Yes. Rereading Queen. At least for this one.
Maybe one day. We'll see.
Maybe one day we'll see. You know, it's better than never.
Yeah, I used to say never, so I see that there could be a potential for it now. A whole new world. What you got? Revy wants to know what's next.
Well, Revy, next we have The House in the Cerulean Sea. This is a cozy fantasy where it feels a lot like Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. So what we have is a person going to investigate an orphanage and make sure that the kids are doing okay. And he's definitely like a part of the system, and he's learning what the system is about. So he's learning a lot. And in this foster home, there happens to also be the Antichrist. Other people too, but the Antichrist. And he's judged.
It's not nice to just call children the Antichrist.
He's judged for being the Antichrist, and like he didn't do anything. It's not his fault he's the Antichrist. But it's got so much heart to it. It is so sweet and just so precious, and the relationships that are in here are so fantastic. A modern fairy tale about learning your true nature and what you love and will protect. So like what you would do to protect something. Oh, that's actually really perfect. Yeah. So this one is also really, really, really good. Obviously, that's the point.
That's the point of the video. We're here. Next up, I have By Blood, by Salt by J.L. Odom. This one, military fantasy set in the desert. This one, I happened to read these like back to back, and I got that desert setting. I read these in like August, and everything felt right about that experience. So this one, we're following a man who is ostracized, but also in a position of power, and in the military. And while his group is sent on a quest, he gets he's in a position, he's compromised. He's in a very compromised position, and he is trying to figure out, how do I stay alive, but how do I also do what's right for the people I would say my people, but he is not one of them, but he is in charge of them. The military, my people. Anyway, words are hard. The found family, those are good words to put with this book. But yeah, there's a lot of good character work done in here. Lots of good relationships. Finding out, that is the key word for me in so many of my favorite books. But yeah, this was, I think, the first military fantasy I read, and it's the only military fantasy I've read so far. But it was done so beautifully. I love the way it was written. I love the writing style. I did think I would instantly jump into book 2, and then I pulled a classic Sharilyn and just like, pff. But I am very excited for book 2. Have that planned for next year. It's just a very lovely story, and yeah, just everything that the characters are going through, and everything that they're being put through, and how they overcome, how they how do they get through it? Is navigate, persevere. Yes, those are good words. Yeah, very, very beautiful, very well done.
My next one is Service Model by Adrian Tchaikovsky. We are following a robot who just kind of accidentally killed his owner, you know, if you would be sometimes. And we've got lots of discussions on purpose. We have a good humor blended in. A lot of my favorites do have like a good like humor that works for me added in. But it can also be like it's so specific.
It's a fine line.
It's a very fine line. And this one, perfect for it. And the audiobook is great. The writing is fantastic. The plot is excellent. And I love the discussions and the characters that we meet. We meet a lot of different characters throughout this book that have their own journeys, and you can see that through the eyes of our character. And it's just I think the biggest thing for me with this one definitely is that sense of purpose, because it's so hard to see people who get lost and not feel a sense of purpose, or see people who are like so bound to their job or whatever that they lose that, and then they lose their sense of self. And so I think that this is a really good book for anyone who goes through that kind of situation. And I just love that. I love that so much. I haven't read a book that has that discussion in it like this one does, and it's so well done.
Next up, I have The Failures by Benjamin Lyer. This one was so crazy. The main thing is that we have multiple points of view, multiple storylines, that had me like on the wall with the red string trying to figure shit out. It was so crazy, so mind-bendy. This is set in a world where the sun has died and people are trying to figure out, what do we do now exactly? How do we make it? How do we live? Does most of remaining humanity live actually in the depths of a mountain where the sun doesn't matter anyway? And then you're just a little confused, but also the light is dying. And there's a lot going on. It's so crazy. There's so many levels of conspiracy and story and character, not exactly character journey, but just like the journey that they're like on through the story to get where they're going. Wow, this is, who comes up with this stuff? This is one of those books. Who comes up with that? This is so crazy, wild. I need more. The failures.
My next one. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Every time you hear me say it, every time you hear me mention this book, you are going to hear about the spiral, okay? Because it sent me on a spiral into cosmic horror, and that is Discovery by J.J. Min.
Yes.
This is a huge discovery was made, and we see how the world responds. It is so fantastic. I think my favorite aspect of this has to be the dialogue. It's just so real. It's so genuine. The dialogue is just so genuine, and seeing different people, like each character definitely has their own distinct voice. Something I think is really good to know about this one, if you haven't picked this up, is it's written in acts. So each part has, it's 5 acts, and it says an apocalypse in 5 acts. So there are 5 acts in here. I think there's going to be 5 books. There are going to be 5 books. I know that. They've said that. But each of the acts are from a different point of view, and then there's intermissions in between with a separate point of view. And so, but it all comes together. So it feels, it was a little jarring at first when you switch from like, oh, okay, I'm comfortable, I'm in this first perspective, and then you switch to the second one. But it gets to a groove, you get into it, and then it comes together and in the end in the most spectacular way. And then you literally, what you do is you get somewhere around here. I don't know exactly where. And then you go, huh. And then you turn back immediately and you start reading the first pages again. That is what you do with this book, because you remember, because I mentioned it and then you were like, oh yeah, I did that too. Mm-hmm. It is a universal experience with this book, because it ties together in the most amazing way, the most full circle way. It is gorgeous.
10 of 10. 10 of 1. Next up, I have Blood Over Brighthaven by M.L. Long. I loved this book. It was, I think it was the first book I read this year, actually. Most of all, loved the magic system and the setting of the city, really, where this story takes place. For me, it felt very immersive and very different from anything I had read. So there were some very, very creative elements that I really enjoyed seeing portrayed and played out. And then some jaw-dropping situations and whatnots that, oh my goodness.
The reveals.
Yeah, man. Oof. Oof. But yeah, this was crazy work right here. I feel like I don't know how to talk about this book. It's been so long, but like I just like remember being like blown away. Mm-hmm. And it was just, this book does live rent free in my mind. It comes up very frequently, and I'm just like, wow, yeah. I really love this one.
So my next book is a gothic horror, and that is Blood on Her Tongue. So this is a vampire book. We have sisterhood. We have feminism. We have amazing atmospheric gothic atmosphere. And it is just a delight. And with that sisterhood, we have twin sisters where one of them is starting to act a little peculiar. Something's going on. And yeah, their dynamic is great. This is just, it's so beautifully written too. So definitely recommend if you're into gothic atmospheric books and or vampires.
My next book is an author that I have already mentioned. But that's because his work is that good, and I went on a deep dive and read multiple books from him because I really liked his writing and storytelling. And that is Black River Orchard by Chuck Wendig. Oh my gosh. Who comes up with this stuff? So many books this year have the who comes up with this stuff. This one, Chuck Wendig went to a farmer's market and saw all the apples and spiraled into this book. And so he wrote a horror novel around apples. Evil apple. And it's crazy. But again, he does that thing where you get the community aspect. The town it's set in, it does end up splitting the community, and you see the tension, and the points of view are from one side of the situation, but it's funny that I'm just saying community, and it's like an actual like neighborhood, town, community of people involved. It literally takes over. But it's so crazy, and it does have a lot of perspectives, and it is chunky, but it reads so smoothly and so quickly, which is something I love about his writing style. Like, it really does just fly. And yeah, he just has wild, wacky, crazy, weird thoughts.
I also love, just to like throw something in there, one aspect of this that I love, it's not a big deal, but I just love it. There's a social media character, and usually the social media character is just like the most obnoxious character in the world, and I just want them off page immediately. This one's great. Like, actually great character, and I love that. I love taking a character that is mostly just like made fun of and like making them good.
Yeah, he does really good characters. Across the board, like, he's good at that. So, good book, good.
My next book is American Rapture. And this is like the unhinged book that I made my mom read this year. Oh, look, who's blurbed on the back?
Chuck Wendig.
Hey. Yeah, she was like, this was such a bizarre experience. Why did you make me read this? Well, because
it's how my dad felt with Discovery, so I get it.
It's like, I just needed you to read it. That's just it. Anyways, moving on. But this is just, it's so good. It's so, obviously, this is why we're here. But this one, it's so perfect to my heart and soul, because we have a girl who is growing up in a very strict, very religious environment, like super very religious, and so much to the point where she's not allowed to like check out certain books at the library. It's like very isolating. It's very suffocating, and you can feel that. And then suddenly people are like, they're starting to hear news of people getting sick and attacking people and things like that. And she's like, and her parents are like, oh, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Everyone's overblowing it. And then suddenly it enters her home, and we start a road trip from there, I guess is the way to say that, where she starts venturing out into the world because her home is no longer safe. The virus that has made people violent and made people hypersexual, I will say, to a point of like not to excess.
There you go.
Yeah, to like a very, very dangerous level. And so it's really interesting to have those dynamics, to have someone who's grown up in that super religious environment thrown into this world. And we've got an apocalypse, we've got the religious elements, we've got her being just like a sweet teenage girl trying to get through life, and it is excellent.
My next super trippy, wacky, who comes up with this stuff book is The Library at Mount Char by Scott Hawkins. Who comes up with this stuff?
Scott
oh my
Hawkins
goodness
does.
Gracious. This book is crazy. And I was mind blown when I read this. I was just like, what just happened? What was that? There is no way to set you up for this book, because it just is so wild. It just goes in all these strange directions that I really, the blurb on the back is really only talking about like the first 10 pages of the book. Like that doesn't set you up for the book at all. So don't bother for the blurb because it really, I read that and I was like, okay, cool. And then I started the story and I was like, where did we go? Yeah, no, the blurb is not important. Just read the book if you want to go on a fever trip of a story. But I can say it's cosmic horror. It does have some just otherworldly elements. It is set in the real world, but it's entirely otherworldly. Crazy work.
Speaking of otherworldly,
hey,
Cassie. Yes. Yeah, this was really, really good. Yeah, this was another character that I really, really enjoyed. I really liked the hopefulness of this character and how he sees the world. It's one that I do enjoy the both dimensions of being in someone's head who is just unhinged and also being in the head of someone who is just a delight. And this one is just a delight. He sees the world very optimistically. He definitely has the glass half full approach to life, and he is in this place that is very otherworldly. And he doesn't have any memories of how he got there. He's journaling the whole time. He's trying to navigate and figure out what all is happening. And he is just a sweetheart. And then he also has in this location another character who's more disgruntled and curmudgeonly. And he's working with this person and he sees this person as like amazing. He's like, this guy, he gifted me a sock once and he's like the best thing ever for that. He gave me a ham sandwich 2 years ago. Like, how amazing is he? And then you start to unravel the mystery of what's going on, who he is, where he came from, what this place is, and it's just gorgeous. It's very, the writing is stupendous. Let's say that.
Okay.
We're getting more words.
That's a new one. Yeah.
And then it's such a great story, and there's so many metaphors, there's so many layers to it. I feel like you could reread this book so many times and pick out new things. So it is definitely one that should be a classic in the future. Like, it is that level of art.
Sure. Yeah. I'll do this one next. This book is God's Grave, the second in the Nevernight trilogy. This is crazy. I loved the trilogy as a whole. I specifically love God's Grave for the I guess the setting that we're in this story and this piece of but book 3 had some really great stuff. Okay, the whole series is phenomenal. This one, book 2, has some like Gladiator Coliseum elements that were just super fun for me. But Nevernight as a whole is Roman inspired. But it's about a girl who is training to be an assassin to get revenge on the people who murdered her family, which is, it be like that sometimes. But I love her as a character. She is snarky and witty and clever, and she takes no prisoners. She's fantastic. And yeah, all the whole series, like book 1, the everything, and then book 2 and book 3, yeah, the whole thing is great. But I think book 2 is my favorite of the series for the gladiator element. But I promise you there's so much more to the series than that. Also found family.
And the best companion in the entire world.
The companion, though. That's, yes.
My next one is The Long Walk by Stephen King. It's just, I have such a thing for dialogue. Like, dialogue, it's so realistic in here. It's so, like, you can see these characters having these conversations, all the conversations that they have. It's so rich. It's so lush. It is a story about boys who sign up for this long walk. They know if they win, they get a boon. They get a prize of some kind, and they get money and stuff. But it's mostly about that boon. And then they have to walk, and, like, you have to keep walking at 4 miles per hour.
That's a speedy clip.
Yes. And if you don't keep walking, you get dead. And so they don't necessarily go in wanting to be friends with other people, but they're not like really against it. But they form relationships with people, and they know there will only be one person left standing. And so it's really heartbreaking in that sense. But they can't help but be friends with each other. And then there's so many discussions on war in this, because this is very much a conversation about war. Stephen King was very much anti the Vietnam War. And so this was a conversation about that as well. And so to see that and to go into this book with that lens, because it's pretty clear, but it can also not be. It's not like said. It's not said out loud, but if you know the context, it seems pretty clear. But to know that and to read it with that lens, I think adds an extra layer, or to even watch the movie with that lens, knowing that this is a conversation about war. It's not just a conversation about reality TV or anything like that, because they are doing this on TV as well, but it is about war. And to see those things, like just one example, a kid gets a Charlie horse and he can't keep, and he's like, this isn't fair. This isn't, like, there's nothing he can do about it. There's no stopping when they decide, when the people who are running the walk, when they decide to kill him, there's nothing he could have done. It was completely out of his hands. And like, you can just see that happening on like a battlefield too. Like if anything happens, that's not even your fault, like, it's not fair. It is awful. Yeah. And so that's a huge conversation in this, and it's just so powerful. And the relationships that these boys end up forming together are just heartbreakingly beautiful.
My next book is The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. This one is a fantasy mystery set in a crazy idea of a world. This world that they're in has some very interesting scientific advancements that are nuts, and if we ever get there, we've done something wrong. It's not something that should happen. This is a fantasy. Don't do the thing where it's like, oh, here's why not to do that. Oh, we should do that. We did the thing in the book that said not to do this. Anyway, let's not go there. Anyway, this book is really cool. It is a really cool story. It is really cool stuff that he comes up with. But yeah, someone is murdered in a very creative way, having to do with plants. And our investigators have the best relationship dynamic. Our main character that the story is, whose point of view the story is told from, is pretty relatable, kind of your average guy. But the person he is paired up with is eccentric as all get out. And seeing them learn each other and how to work together is so much fun. And their relationship develops so beautifully here and in the next book. And at the same time, we're getting a really weird world building and political power that may or may not be problematic as it goes. Plus, Leviathans out in the ocean who also might be somewhat problematic, but also what's going on with them. There's so many crazy ideas in here. And I just love to see it happen. And Robert Jackson Bennett's writing style is so good. He is very digestible. He is very easy to follow, even though he has these crazy, weird, wacky ideas. And essentially like a scientific version of talking about some of the stuff in here in the, made up science of this fantasy. But he makes it very, very easy to understand. And you're just like, oh yeah, I follow. I know. I get it. Even though it's like, what are you saying? So yeah, it's fantastic and fun and wild. No notes.
So my next one is very cozy. It's very classic. It has a refined classic feeling. Yes, and that is The Way of Edan. Mm-hmm. This was so excellent, and we did the audiobook for this one. Mm-hmm. And it's such a good time. It very much has that classic fantasy feeling, but with like modern writing style. And so it's really digestible. It's got elves. that appear. It's very, very short in this one. So you get that nice like taste of it.
Teaser.
Yeah, the little teaser. And I know that book 2 has dragons. So very, very excited about that. We've got also religious like holy war things happening. And that is always going to be a buzzword for me. So yeah, this is really, really good.
Well, for me, speaking of Robert Jackson Bennett, my next book, also by Robert Jackson Bennett, is American Elsewhere. And this one is cosmic horror and super weird and trippy and crazy. Homegirl goes to, her dad has died, and so she goes to kind of figure out whatever happened to her mom. And it's very much got a bit of that like Area 51, like small town out in the like New Mexican desert, and we're like, what is this place? And very quirky townsfolk, very weird setting and situation. And we dig deeper and deeper, and then what have we done? Where have we ended up? Oh my goodness. Fantastic. Love to see it.
My next one represents all of 20th Century Boys because I'm just like reading through this. This is my constant little eyeball read when I feel like reading from paper and not Kindle. But this is such a good coming of age is what it starts out in, like literally volume 1, and it just from there. We've got a group of adults who wrote a book of prophecy when they were kids, and these prophecies start coming about. And so they're wondering what's happening, who knows about these prophecies, because it should have been just them that knew about it, and what can they do to stop it, because it's literally world-ending levels of prophecies. So we follow them through their journey on trying to stop the prophecies. Hey, that's like the best I've ever summarized this. Actually.
Nice.
I usually just, I don't know.
You're just like, and we've continued the story.
I usually flounder with that one, but that was
it.
That was the one.
Solid. Next up, I found a new favorite author and spiraled and read a whole bunch of his stuff. But the first one I read was I Was a Teenage Slasher by Stephen Graham Jones. Phenomenal. Crazy that I loved this one as much as I did, because I don't like slashers, and this is basically like a love letter to slashers, but it's done in such a different way. It's twisted on its head, and this is told from the point of view of the slasher, a bit of a memoir, and the journey he goes on, the way the situation that he is in affects him as well as the other people involved. It's a very beautiful, very lovely, very sad and bittersweet and heart-wrenching. There are so many elements to this character and his journey, and the relationship he has with his best friend as he tries to get through this experience. So very lovely, very bittersweet. Definitely left me just like holding the book at the end.
Next, I have Immaculate Conception, and this was one that it took verbally processing it. Like when I had finished this book, I was like 3 stars. And then we did our weekly chronicle, and then I was like, wait, I actually like really loved this. And now here we are with it on my favorites of the year.
So it aged well.
It aged really, really well, apparently. But we are following a woman who is she's in art. She is an artiste, and she is in the technology art field because she is of a lower income status, and that is the easiest for her to do, but she really wants to be a painter, and she is with a friend who is a protege. She is like, is that the word?
Yeah.
That's the word.
Prodigy?
Prodigy.
Oh, okay.
Prodigy.
Cool.
I was like, that's not the one. It's close, but it's not the one. Prodigy. So she's with a girl, she's best friends with a girl who is an absolute prodigy, and she's got that jealousy, but she also loves this friend. And so she's grappling with that, and she's trying to face that, while also she's now getting a gig with technology, and she's dealing with the ethics of that because the technology has gone too far. And so we see how she deals with both the female friendship dynamics coupled with jealousy, and then the technology going too far, and just it blends in such a beautiful conglomeration.
Love to see it. Kind of. Next, I have, also by Stephen Graham Jones, The Only Good Indians. This book my heart. This man can just knows how to write a story. This one right here follows a few people, individuals who, as kids, as a group, they experience something together that is now coming back to haunt them, and the ways that they each are faced with this past event and its consequences is so gut-wrenching. It's so heart-wrenching. Both of those. This one is bloody and violent. So is the slasher one. It's in the name. But these are horror novels, so don't be surprised. But the conversations around how certain events can affect individuals and families and communities and pervade through everyone involved and through time and generations is just damn. Yeah, this man knows how to write a story. And also the ending in this one is just immaculate.
Next I have The Grace of Kings. This is a silkpunk fantasy where it feels like in a lot of ways you're reading a history book. I think that's really fun. I think that's really interesting. It's got that, but it's also got two characters that are different, and they're so different that they will not, like, they are oil and water. Okay, and they try to mix. They try to be not oil and water, but they are oil and water. But it's also got such good, delightful prose. It is just exquisite. One of my favorite parts in here is there's this metaphor that's said twice, but to different characters. So, one character is dealing with like physical strength and dexterity, and a character is telling him that when he's strong enough, he'll be able to kill someone with even a blade of grass. And then another character is intelligent and focuses on plants and things. And so another character tells them when they're strong enough, they can kill something even with a blade of grass. And so it's like two different kind of things. So like one person is like, you could like murder someone with a blade of grass. And the other one's like kind of like poison. And it's so cool. It's so cool how he does things like that. And it's just, it ends in such a way that makes it feel like it could be a standalone. So that's why I haven't felt the need to binge it. But I'm so excited to finally get back into this world just because it's so gorgeous. So gorgeous.
My next book is The Shadow of What Was Lost by James Islington. This book is crazy. He packs so much in here. Like, you see how thick this book is, and he wastes no words. There's no fluff. Like, he said, buckle up, I have a story to tell, and we take off. It's exactly what I've been wanting and I didn't know I was wanting this. And here it is now in my hands, and it's beautiful. All of the layers, everything woven together is masterfully done. I'm floored by this. I love the magic system. It's a soft magic system. It's nothing crazy. But the stuff he does with it, that's where we get crazy. But yeah, definitely some political conspiracies, some war coming to our doorstep. And yeah, it's incredible. And I can't wait for the rest of them.
My next book is Ashes of Man. This is book 5 in the Sun Eater. And it is my favorite. Haven't read the last one yet. But this one, it has multiple instances of grief. It is a grief sandwich, filled with probably more grief. But it's so good. And it's just, oh, here we go. Let's just read this quote. "The ugliness of the world does not fade, nor are fear and grief made less by time, nor is any suffering forgotten. We are only made stronger by its blows." And so you get to see Hadrian going through shit, and he is surviving it. He isn't necessarily feeling like he's thriving, but he's surviving it. And so it's really, really powerful.
Speaking of Sun Eater, I have one, maybe two, favorites from this series that both made it onto this list. First off is Howling Dark. This is book 2 in the series, and this one is one of my favorites because this is what actually got me like hooked on the series. So book 1 was okay. Book 2 got me, and wow. Just we hit the ground running with this one and took off in directions I was so excited to go in, and so many things I was so excited to see. Really, oh man, if I think about it, I'm like so much of the, oh yeah, this is phenomenal. This is a crazy series. If you're in this corner of booktube, you've probably heard about it, because it's crazy work. And one of the best parts about the series is the range from book to book to book. Like everyone has a different favorite of the series, and there's so many aspects that Rockio explores from book to book to book, and so much that Hadrian goes through, so much that we learn about what's going on, so much political conspiracy, so much to the universe building. But this one is up here because it's what really got me hooked on the series and made me want to keep going. And yeah, phenomenal.
Next, I have the Autumn War. This, it was tough to choose, I think, between books 2 and 3 for me for this one. I chose book 3 because that's where you understand the price. You fully get a grasp on what the price is of war. Like we have an extensive price for war and for magic in this series, and it really culminates in this one. You're following 2 characters, 2 boys from book 1, and it is following their life journey. And it's just the impact is excellent, and you've grown with them. You've seen them from their youth to where they are now, and you get to see them and their families also, because at this point they are established, they have families, and you get to see those families and how the consequences affect them and the world. And it's just so, I think, impactful would be the word that I use for this one. Such a huge impact.
Definitely. Speaking of impactful, my next book is Disquiet Gods, also Rockio, also Sun Eater. This one is also a favorite because the role we see Hadrian step into in this book is what I've been needing from him this whole time. The relationship dynamic we get here is where I feel like where I was actually able to make a connection with him and feel like he is a relatable character and a real person. And yeah, seeing him in this role is everything. And then the everything that follows, the everything that happens, the everything we go through.
Oh, and that's a lot.
It is everything. It's so much. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, we're gonna get on to the last book very soon here. We're not there yet, but it's fine because we've gotten to read the rest of the series this year, and it's been incredible. But yeah, this book is everything I wanted from the series, and seeing so many things tie together was phenomenal.
My next book is Uzumaki by Junji Ito, Spiral into Horror, and that is exactly correct because spirals have taken over the city. Everywhere you start seeing spirals, and it's spiraling. Anything that spirals starts to spiral more and more and more and more and more, and it is a journey. It is trippy, and the art is 10 out of 10. The art is fantastic. Let's see, Sharilyn.
No.
What depravity shall we see when I open this book?
No, not again.
Are you sure?
Ew. What's wrong with it? She did it to me again. This happens every time.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Wild and trippy. That's all I can say about that one.
I can see it. Speaking of wild and a little unhinged, we have Confessions by Kane Minato. I'm so sorry if I said that wrong. But this little incredible little package right here. Oh my gosh. This story is told from a few different perspectives, and sharing each perspective kind of builds on the last in sharing what they had to do with what happened in this story. This is a duh, but like it makes sense when you read it, that they're each sharing their perspective of what happened and how some things are not what they seem. You really can't know what's going on in someone else's head, and sometimes you can kind of guess, but you don't know what you don't know. And so to see from character to character what they thought was going on and what was actually going on and what actually happened is crazy.
To give any amount of context here, there is a teacher and her daughter died at the school. And so you're finding out each part of that part.
Yes. The story is that. And then this is yes, words are hard. We're almost done.
We're almost there. Ooh, I got some goodies here.
That is the point.
Yes. Okay, so next, this is a stand-in for Guards because it is currently on someone's nightstand. But, meow.
Meow.
She's right. It is meowtiful.
Meowtiful.
I will take the nerd stick. That was lame. Okay, this is Guards was so good. I haven't read this yet, so I'm sure this is lovely, but I haven't read it. This was so whimsical and so much fun. We have what's essentially like a police force working in this very, very corrupt town, and they are all not supposed to do anything. They're supposed to leave it. There are thieves guilds, there are assassins guilds. They're supposed to leave all of them alone. None of that matters. They're turning a blind eye to that. And then in comes Carrot, who is a rule follower. He wants to follow every rule. He wants to follow the rules. He's a rule follower. I'm struggling. Mm-hmm. Yes. It's a struggle city over here.
We're almost here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He comes in and he wants to follow the rules. And so he does. He starts arresting people and they're like, "What are you doing, buddy? Like, that is not what we do here. What do you think this is?" And he's like, "According to these rules, like law 773, this dude is breaking the law. He's not supposed to spit gum there." And he's great. He is such a delight. He just has like such a literal sense. Like, he is Amelia Bedelia. If you ever read Amelia Bedelia, he is that literal person. Yes. And then on the other side, we also have Captain Vimes, who is disgruntled, but he also still has a heart of gold. And so it's lovely. And there are dragons, there are wizards, it's so good. And it's all happening on the back of a giant turtle floating through space. And I just think that's great. Why not?
My next book I read at the beginning of this year, and this is actually a romantasy, and it is book 1 of Crescent City. I loved this because while yes, it is romantasy, it also very much was a mystery and just a really neat urban setting. We have lots of neat creatures, lots of it's a city steeped in fantasy, so many fantasy elements, so much magic, and just all these things that, like, seeing them all together was just absolutely beautiful. But this book in particular in the series is very much about, it very much is kind of a murder mystery of figuring out, solving the thing that happens at the beginning of this book. And it's awesome. I love it. 10 of 10. And then, if you like romance, then you get to go into that in the later books. And but yeah, just this book on its own, honestly, I could kind of see as a standalone, if you can just kind of be okay with some of the open-ended stuff at the end that clearly goes into the rest of the series. The main thing is this was a really cool story, and the world building, the city in particular, all the fantastical elements was so cool.
My next book is going to be The Goblin Emperor, speaking of a character with a heart of gold. This is Maya, a half-goblin, half-elf, who ascends to the throne. All of his family has died, like, immediately. Don't worry, it's not a spoiler, it's on the back.
Whoops.
So he's got that blend of cultures. He's got goblin culture and he's got elf culture all inside of him. He grew up, though, mostly with his mom, who was a goblin. And so he comes into the throne with all of his new goblin ideas, and he He's so sweet, and he thinks his actions through. He's the most thoughtful character. He is so unbelievably thoughtful. He's so kind. He wants to make sure, like, he checks his biases. He makes sure, oh, you've offended me in the past. I'm not getting retribution. I am doing what is right. I am doing what is correct. And he is just so good in that sense. And because you're just watching him and he's just such a calming presence, I think that's one of the reasons why so many people classify this as cozy fantasy, because it's just, it's so calming.
Yeah.
Like he's got it. He's a good leader. He will take care of things, and you know he will. And so you're not really worried for him that much, because you know he's got it. He's got it under control.
Good for him.
I know. He's great.
All right, my next book on the fantasy romance train is Rebel Witch, book 2 in, is it Rebel Witch? Is that what's the name of the Heartless Hunter? Heartless Hunter is book 1.
Crimson Moth.
Crimson Moth, book 2 in the Crimson Moth series, duology. And I honestly love this book, this story, this sweet romance, and then the conspiracy and the witches versus witch hunter, and yeah, we get to see people from both sides, kind of what their perspective, of course, and why they feel the ways they feel. But yeah, it's just so much fun, and the magic is that was a choice. That was a choice for the magic system, but I mean, the magic system in general is fine. What the main character does to access her magic was a choice, but it's fine. We're here now. And yeah, I love it. It's fantastic and sweet, and I think it was a great way to wrap up the story, the duology. I like where it went.
Excellent.
Yep.
My next book, Sword of Kaigen. This had me in a chokehold immediately and has never let me go. I think about this constantly. I think about the words on the back of this, specifically on the naked hardcover of a different edition.
Like, never mind, they're not words.
This is just, you have a great mother-son dynamic. You have a woman who was a warrior, like she went to warrior school and all that, and then she had to settle down and
be a trad wife.
Yep. Yeah, that's fair. And so you see her grappling with that because she has her internal like warrior about her. And so how does she do that in her normal life? And then you see her son as another point of view, and he has always grown up in this system. And there's a new kid that comes into town and says that the world is different outside of here. What do you mean? And so we've got both of these perspectives, and they both just do the most with everything that they have. And then I won't tell you what this scene is on this cover, but it is everything. This scene is everything. I think that's one of the reasons why this is probably my favorite edition, because this scene, it lives in my brain, and it's not a direction I thought, like, there are so many things that I would have never expected it to go in that direction, and this was one of them. And then something else like midway through also happens that I would have never expected. And we've got an elemental magic system. We've got the most gorgeous world and just perfection. This book is perfect.
All right, my next book it's funny to me that it ended up on my top 25 of 25 because someone else in this video did not like this book at all. But anyway, that's beside the point, because this is The Black Tongue Thief. I had so much fun with this book. We have found family. This is about the journey and not the destination at all. Yeah, what these characters go through is just what ragtag found family group of folks. Whose idea was it to throw these people together? What is that? But they're great. I think they're hilarious. And the main character is pretty rough, pretty brash. So you have to be okay with that. And if you're not okay with that, that's okay. That's okay. Everyone to each their own. But I had a really fun time with this. And yeah, just a really good adventure, basically. It felt like a D&D campaign. It was just wild, and like, it's like, oh, clearly someone failed their role there. Why did that happen? That was dumb. But yeah, it was great. It was a fun time. Definitely recommend.
Sweet. Mm-hmm. And my last, but definitely not least, is Royal Assassin. Peak. That's it.
Peak.
This is when Fitz is like a teenager. He's coming in. He's still coming of age, but he's coming into his own. And we've got so much relationship dynamics in here. This is all like book 2 is all about the relationship dynamics. It's all about how he is fitting into the world with all of the people around him. But the relationships, they're so good. And we get so much of the politics as well. So we get the relationships, we get the politics, we get more into the magic. And this one, stunning, beautiful, gorgeous, everything. All of the words.
All of them.
Every word, every good word you could say about a book, apply it to this one.
Good book, good. All right, and my very last book of my top 25 of 25 in no particular order whatsoever is Academy of Outcasts. This book was so much fun. We have elemental magic, progression fantasy, portal fantasy, so many... Nom nom.
Isn't there someone who just wants to eat people?
Oh, yes. Yes, there is a character who just wants to eat people. It's fine, just let him.
It's precious.
It'll be okay. Don't worry about it. But no, this felt so shonen anime coded. This homeboy just wants to be the best wizard in the world, but also is very lacking in any magical ability whatsoever. But he is determined. So if you like Black Clover or Don Machi or just anything of that idea, of that vibe, this is a great book. So many hijinks and shenanigans, political conspiracy, very, very neat city setting. And yeah, the found family. I had the most fun time binging this in a day because it was just that good. It's so much fun, and book 2 comes out in the spring and I am so ready for it. So
he's like, I spent how long writing this and you binged it,
read it in like
a
single day. Like, maybe I'll read it again because it was fun. Okay, we'll see.
All right, well, that is our top
it.
25 of 2025.
This was a choice.
This was a lot.
Yeah, let us know some of your top books from the year. And if you're not feeling chatty, leave us some kind of elemental emoji for elemental magic.
Sweet. We'll see you in the next one.
Cheers. Besties.